In the golden age of the Mali Empire, King Mansa Musa reigned supreme, his empire expanding across West Africa with wealth beyond imagination. He was renowned for his extraordinary wealth, accumulated from gold, salt, and trade routes that connected the Sahara to the forests of Guinea. Mansa Musa's court was a center of learning, awe-inspiring architecture, and cultural richness, attracting scholars from distant lands. One of his most famous journeys was his pilgrimage to Mecca, which drew the world's attention to his opulence and the prosperity of his empire. He traveled with a grand entourage, camels laden with gold, silk, and precious gifts, creating a spectacle along the way. As he crossed the deserts, his caravan left a trail of wealth that temporarily destabilized economies in regions he traversed. People marveled at his generosity. He distributed gold to the poor and funded the construction of mosques and schools in every city he visited. His visit to Cairo was legendary, where he famously gifted a ton of gold to the Sultan, causing a brief economic upheaval. Mansa Musa was not only wealthy, but also deeply committed to education and religion, fostering the growth of Timbuktu as a center of learning. The Great Mosque of Djenné was reconstructed under his reign, becoming a symbol of Mali's spiritual and cultural strength. Historians say his wealth was so immense that his gold could be measured in tons, and his influence extended across continents. To understand his power, one must remember that Mali's empire was the envy of medieval Africa, thanks in part to Mansa Musa's vision. His court was a melting pot of cultures, with Arabic scholars, West African traders, and Islamic philosophers exchanging ideas freely. He was deeply religious, often seen in prayer, and his devotion influenced every aspect of his governance. Mansa Musa's leadership emphasized justice, prosperity, and faith, ensuring his legacy endured for centuries. In Timbuktu, he funded the establishment of libraries and universities, attracting scholars from across the Islamic world. His wealth was not merely material, but also spiritual, a reflection of his unwavering faith in Allah. During his rule, Mali became a symbol of wealth, civilization, and religious devotion in the medieval world. Stories of his generosity spread far and wide, inspiring tales of a king who shared his riches unselfishly. Visualize bustling marketplaces filled with merchants trading gold, textiles, and spices, all under Mali's expansive skies. The architecture of his empire reflected ingenuity and divine inspiration, with grand mosques and palaces built of sun-baked mud bricks. The period also saw advances in mathematics, astronomy, and literature. Thanks to the intellectual flourishing supported by Mansa Musa, he believed education was a way to elevate his people, investing in scholars and the preservation of knowledge. His legendary pilgrimage was said to have softened relationships with other Islamic states and strengthened diplomatic ties. In every city along his route, local rulers paid homage, acknowledging his moral and spiritual authority. Historians continue to study his reign, trying to piece together the true extent of his influence and the wealth he amassed. The stories of his generosity and piety are passed down through generations, shaping the cultural identity of Mali. In many ways, Mansa Musa's reign was a bright beacon during an era often called the Golden Age of Mali. He left behind a legacy of not just riches, but also enlightenment, faith, and cultural pride. One can only imagine the splendor of his court, where every detail reflected his divine right to rule and his devotion to Allah. Throughout history, leaders have been inspired by the example of Mansa Musa's leadership and magnanimity. His story reminds us that wealth, when used wisely, can elevate a nation and inspire generations to come. Today, his empire's ruins still whisper tales of grandeur, wealth, and the indomitable spirit of Mali's ancestors. Excavations at Timbuktu reveal ancient manuscripts, hinting at the intellectual pursuits that flourished under his rule. Artists and historians often depict Mansa Musa as a symbol of prosperity, faith, and cultural achievement. His story reminds us of the power of faith, the importance of learning, and the value of generosity and leadership. As tales of his rule are retold, his image remains a shining example of what a ruler can achieve with vision and virtue. His legacy endures in the lively markets, majestic mosques, and ancient libraries of Mali, testaments to his enduring impact.